In the crimson silence of Mars, a shadow stretches across the horizon. It is not cast by a cloud, for clouds here are thin and fleeting. It is not cast by a city, for Mars is none. Instead, it is a shadow of a giant, the largest mountain ever discovered in our solar system, Olympus Mons, rising nearly 16 miles high. That's 25 kilometers. It towers almost 3 times taller than Mount Everest. But what stuns scientists even more than its height is its sheer width. This mountain, if we dare call it just a mountain, spreads over 114,000 square kilometers. That is nearly the size of the entire U.S. state of Arizona. Imagine a single mountain so vast, so wide, that it could swallow entire countries within its footprint. The first time humanity laid eyes on this behemoth was through the lenses of orbiters circling the red planet. At first, scientists thought, could it be real? Could a volcano really rise so high, so wide, without collapsing under its own weight? And yet, Olympus Mons stood there, silent, immovable, a monument of nature's raw power. But here's the question that haunts explorers even today. How did this colossal structure form? Why is it so large compared to anything on Earth? To answer that, we must look into the very heart of Mars, into its geological soul, and understand what made this world so different from ours. As the camera pulls back, showing Olympus Mons in its entirety, the audience feels small. Here is not just a mountain. Here is a titan, a Martian god of stone and fire, frozen in time. And the journey to uncover its mysteries has only just begun. The story of Olympus Mons begins billions of years ago, when Mars was still young, restless, and fiery. Volcanoes are born from the dance of heat and pressure beneath the planet's crust. On Earth, volcanoes rise and fall, sculpted by shifting tectonic plates. But Mars is different. Unlike Earth, Mars does not have active plate tectonics. Its crust is still, frozen in place, like a lid trapping immense heat below. And so, when magma began to rise from deep within the planet, it had nowhere else to go but upward, erupting again and again in the same spot over millions of years. Picture this, eruption after eruption, rivers of lava spilling across the Martian surface, cooling into rock, layering upon layer, building higher, spreading wider, until a mountain was born. Not just a mountain, but a supervolcano. Olympus Mons is what scientists call a shield volcano, named for its wide, shield-like shape. Its slopes are not steep cliffs, but gentle inclines, so gradual that if you stood at the base and began to climb, you might not even notice you were ascending a mountain. Imagine walking for days, weeks even, across a dusty plain, only to realize you were already partway up the largest mountain in the solar system. But why did it grow so massive? Why did it not collapse under its own gravity? The answer lies in Mars' lower surface gravity, just 38% of Earth's. This allowed Olympus Mons to rise higher than anything possible here on Earth. Add to this the still crust, and the result was inevitable. A mountain beyond imagination, a volcano whose eruptions could have dwarfed entire continents in fire and ash. And yet today, Olympus Mons is silent, dormant, perhaps even extinct. But its silence carries whispers from a time when Mars was alive, fiery, and violent. And if Olympus Mons is a monument, it is a monument to that forgotten era. Come closer. Look at its surface. The face of Olympus Mons is a landscape of extremes. Its cliffs, known as scarps, rise as sheer walls more than 6 kilometers tall, higher than Mount Everest itself. Imagine standing at the bottom, looking up, and seeing a wall of rock so tall it vanishes into the dusty Martian sky. The summit is not a sharp peak, but a vast plateau. At its crown lies a caldera, a massive crater formed from the collapse of the volcano's summit after violent eruptions. But this is no small crater. It stretches over 50 miles across, filled with smaller overlapping pits, scars left by repeated explosions of unimaginable power. If you were to stand upon its rim, you could look out over a horizon that curves gently, endlessly, like standing on the edge of a world. The slopes beneath would seem to stretch forever, so gradual that your eyes would be tricked into believing the land was flat. And yet, all around you, the horizon would whisper the truth. You are standing on the roof of Mars. The surface of Olympus Mons bears the marks of its violent history. Lava flows frozen in time, channels carved by molten rock, and dust carried by Martian winds. It is an alien landscape, yet eerily familiar. Some scientists even say, if humans ever build colonies on Mars, Olympus Mons will be the most extraordinary landmark of all, a natural wonder, a mountain that makes Everest look like a hill. But the face of Olympus Mons also hides mysteries. Could there be caves beneath the lava tubes, hollow tunnels carved by fire? Could these caves have sheltered life, protected from radiation and cold? The thought lingers, unanswered. For now, Olympus Mons stands alone, its secrets buried in silence. Mars is a frozen desert today, but Olympus Mons tells a tale of fiery past. Imagine standing on Mars billions of years ago, as Olympus Mons erupted in fury. Lava fountains taller than skyscrapers, rivers of molten rock stretching for hundreds of miles, ash clouds billowing into a sky tinged with dust and fire. For millions of years, Olympus Mons grew in silence, but its eruptions were anything but quiet. Some scientists believe the volcano may have been active as recently as 25 million years ago, a blink in cosmic time. Could it still awaken one day? Could the fire still live beneath the ice-cold Martian crust? Olympus Mons is not alone. Mars is home to an entire region of giant volcanoes, known as the Tharsis Rise. Together, they form a volcanic plateau so massive it reshaped the planet's surface. These volcanoes were the engines of Mars, spewing gas and heat, perhaps even warming the atmosphere enough to allow liquid water to flow across the land. But with time, the planet cooled. The eruption slowed, the atmosphere thinned, and Mars became the cold, dry desert we see today. Olympus Mons, once a mountain of fire, became a mountain of silence. And yet, when we gaze upon it, we do not just see a frozen volcano. We see the echoes of fire and ice, the contrast of a world that once burned bright, but now sleeps beneath the stars. Olympus Mons is not just a geological structure. It is history written in stone. What would it mean for humanity to stand on Olympus Mons, to climb not just the tallest mountain on Earth, but the tallest in the solar system? Imagine astronauts landing at its base. They would not need ropes or ice picks. The slopes are so gentle that rovers could drive up with ease. A human could walk from the bottom to the top, though it would take weeks to cover the distance. As they climbed, they would cross frozen lava fields, vast plains, and towering cliffs. Each step would be a step into history, a step into the heart of Mars. At the summit, they would stand above it all. Looking out, they would see the thin Martian sky, tinged with orange and pink, stretching endlessly. Saturn and Jupiter, faint in the distance. Earth, a tiny blue, shimmering with life. Standing there, humanity would feel small, but also infinite. Could Olympus Mons one day become a base for explorers? Its size offers room enough for entire cities. Its lava tubes may provide shelter from radiation, and its elevation offers a vantage point unmatched anywhere in the solar system. Olympus Mons is not just a mountain. It is a dream, a symbol of what humanity could achieve when it dares to reach beyond its own world. As our journey ends, we return to where we began, to the shadow of Olympus Mons. A shadow cast not just on Mars, but on human imagination. It is a reminder of the power of nature, a reminder that planets are alive, that worlds change, and that time writes its stories not in books but in landscapes. Olympus Mons is older than humanity itself, older than Earth's mountains, older than the dreams of explorers. And yet it stands today silent, eternal, waiting. Will humans ever climb its slopes? Will we ever build cities on its surface? Perhaps one day. Perhaps centuries from now. But even if we never set foot upon it, Olympus Mons will remain a symbol, a monument not only to Mars, but to the endless creativity of the universe. Look at it once more. Vast, silent, eternal. Olympus Mons, the Titan of Mars. A mountain not of this world, but a mountain that belongs to all of us in our shared cosmic story.